ask, but the questions I want to ask. I said Oprah would not be afraid to ask these questions. So why should I? You've been in the news a lot, not lately. People are wondering what's going on. You haven't been to court lately. You haven't caused no trouble. You haven't. Nobody has seen you doing anything out of line, and they're like, "Well, what's wrong? Is he sick? Is he why has nobody seen him? What's going on with him?" Well, we know you're okay. We know you're not sick. We know you're not drugged out. We know you're healthy.
Well, I don't know everybody knows all of
Well,
that,
we
but I,
look.
I will say that in 5 cities, I got arrested 5 times. So now the wise man would tell me, why don't you go find a corner and hide in it, and maybe that will work. And so,
So
that's
you
what I did.
kind of hibernating, but it's like
Yeah.
people say whenever you go out, trouble starts looking for you.
Well, there are a lot of targeted jobs. I mean, officers know what that feels like when they go to work every day, and
Mm.
soldiers know what that's like, and basketball teams know what that's like. That every team that they play is out to get them, and
Mm.
there are certain jobs where danger is in it, and this is one of them. If you stand for certain things and you represent a certain demographic, there are people that don't like that demographic and they don't like what it is that you're standing for, and there is a cost for that. But um, most of it is just about you being willing to make the cost. So now I wasn't really happy about a lot of the situations and how they took place, but I was aware of the fact that they were being done on purpose and they were being aimed at me and in a great um, pattern. So I wish that I had handled some of the things a different way, but we that's part of the learning experience. Is until you've been in the situation, you're not really sure how you would handle it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think knowing a couple of situations that you have been in, I would have handled them kind of the same way.
Yeah,
And
well, it's there's not really a manual about celebrity. It doesn't turn off. It doesn't care anything about what kind of day you're having or the situations that are already going on, and so that is just a way that you have to be able to look at it. I tried to keep it as real as I could from where I came from to this point, and I trusted that doing that would get me to this point. And a lot of the stuff that's happened, I have to deal with it because I can see our president going through it every time I see him, and I'm understanding
mhm.
that this is not just something that I'm going through. A lot of good people that I know are going through the same circumstances. And so, if this is our persecution, then it's just up to us to handle it and face it as best as we can and not to waver on the standard.
And not to waver on the standard. And the thing about being in a situation that is not favorable, the only thing you can come out of it with is how you handled that situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so,
Absolutely.
and choices, we make choices, but the good thing about it is if we wake up the next day, we can make another choice.
Yeah, I've retired at least twice. I have to
Let me
co-sign with
ask you
that.
about that because people are, again, they're saying Cat Williams retired. We saw him on YouTube. He was in Seattle. He said he's not doing comedy anymore. And now you are advertising that he's helping you. He's coming back. Okay.
Well, as I said when I was doing the Scary Movie 5 press,
Which is out by now.
that retirement, I was hoping that that kept people from going out and buying tickets to these bogus shows that were being put up. And I was hoping that by me saying that they wouldn't be able to do it. As it turns out, they did it anyway. And of course, my fans, as soon as they hear my name, they're excited to see me like I'm excited to see them. And so um, it's just tragic that people are playing with my fan base, but those are people that don't have a fan base,
Hmm.
and those type of actions will not only not get them mine, but it won't get them one. Period. So I have to
Absolutely.
hold on to that, but By the same token, I was trying not to do any events while any of the fake events were going on. And finally, the people that care about me told me I can't even do that. Like, you have to come out. You can't allow these people to have that type of power. And so this is where I started, just doing a little slate of charity events, people that I know that are trying to help, underserved communities. And I'll start there, and then by summer be ready to go into real action.
And real action means we'll be back on the road. We can look forward to seeing you because we know there's, like you talked about the bogus shows, we know there's a show that's going up right now that you're supposed to be a part of that you have, that it's not your show.
Yeah, these are shows 9 and 10 of this
Yeah.
same groups. They're just doing it around the country, just putting up the shows, and it's quite publicized that I have legal issues I'm taking care of on this coast, and that's been well documented.
Yes, it
So
has.
it seems a little bit of a setup when I'm having those people come to me going, we see these shows, you're supposed to be going out of town, and we told you you
You
couldn't.
can't.
Yeah, so it's
Well,
regrettable, but again, it comes with popularity.
yeah.
People see your name as a dollar sign, and that's all they see.
And unfortunately, the fans are the ones that suffer because
Yeah.
your reputation, no
And I'm
matter,
suffering too, because how does that doesn't help.
it
That helps
doesn't.
nobody. I don't get paid for it. They're wasting their time. It makes them feel bad about me. That's not part of our relationship.
That's not a good relationship. So if you have tickets to that show this weekend or on the 19th, no, do not go. If you're expecting to see Cat Williams, he will not be there.
Yeah,
So,
not on the 19th and
and
20th, which just
20th.
coincidentally happened to be my court dates. That was the whole thing. Like, you making it really bad for me.
It
Like,
sounds seems like it was done on purpose.